Then we have Crime Time come out. I presumed, rather foolishly, to fight a match, because I don't really see their value on the mic. I think the WWE basically thought that Crime Time would be really over with the New York crowd, because of course they're from New York, but actually the crowd didn't really give a shit about them. They gave them a little cheer, they cheered a lot when they mentioned New York itself, but they didn't really care about Crime Time. Crime Time introduced a weird segment, which was a dance-off between Layla and Eve Torres, called a Brooklyn Breakdown, which basically involved a lot of frenetic dancing, which Layla was clearly superior, but Eve Torres won, which basically just set up a little feud between Layla and Eve Torres, which could well be the worst feud ever. Then we had MVP talking backstage to Sherry Shepherd, basically just talking. She invites him in a rather suggestive way onto The View, and he exacts basically the WWE just publicising themselves, and then they talk about how MVP is going to beat Dolph Ziggler and retain his US Championship, and that match is up next. Before we start, Dolph Ziggler does a promo, not his strong point. I can see they are trying to push him, and he just says it'll be great to win in New Jersey. And I'm just like, that's pathetic heel heat. That's just laughable attempts at getting heel heat. Of course, the annoying thing about this match is that MVP's on Raw and Ziggler's on SmackDown, and it's only been in place for like 5 days. The draft separation, just keep it in place. This could easily have happened on Superstars and been fine. I don't know why they did it this way, but just to get more exposure, I suppose, for the View thing. MVP does lots of good stuff again. Ziggler gets some offense in, but it's mainly just aggressive offense. It's not substantial offense. It's not like moves or anything. Sherry Shepherd comes up on the ring apron about halfway through the match, and Ziggler tries to kiss her. Shepherd slaps him in the face. I don't know why that wasn't a disqualification, by the way. The referee clearly saw it. That's clearly not allowed, but you're just like, Sherry Shepherd, can't be disqualification. MVP did the overhead throw, he did the ball and elbow for near falls, and then Dolph Ziggler went for a drop kick. MVP swatted his feet away and hit the playmaker for the win, and Shepherd and MVP walked off together. Then we go backstage. Jericho's found Teddy Long finally, and he said, it's ridiculous that you hire such incompetent referees. Maybe I should just quit this show. John Morrison comes out of the dressing room, and I was like, wow, they've already pushed Punk tonight, and now they're going to push Morrison. This is great. Morrison firmly establishes himself as a face now by Jericho asks him, what are you looking at? And Morrison says, I thought I was looking at a loser, but actually I'm just looking at a quitter. Which causes Jericho to slap him, and then Morrison to drive Jericho into the wall. Punk walks past whistling, and I'm like, SmackDown is just pushing the right people straight away. The young stars are really establishing themselves. This is great. Morrison and Punk are now fantastic. Just a great backstage segment. Achieved a lot, in my view. Then we had Edge versus CM Punk. Why does JR insist on devaluing his own brand by suggesting that its champion, Edge, could not beat John Cena in the Last Man Standing match, and that the only person who can beat John Cena is the Big Show, who's also on Raw? I mean, you're just criticizing your own brand here. That's all you're doing. That's not achieving anything good. Punk looks for the GTS early. This is a good match. It's not quite a great match. There are a few untidy reversals, but it's a good match. They do a lot of spots with the ropes, more than I've ever seen in any match. Punk has Edge sitting on a rope and he does a drop kick. Edge delivers a sort of spear on Punk when Punk's hung up on a turnbuckle. Punk delivers. They're both standing on the top rope, and Punk drives Edge's head into the top ring rope while Punk lands on the outside. And Edge also goes for a crossbody while Punk's hung up on the second rope. Lots of rope stuff. I don't know. That's my only comment on that. Edge goes for the spear. Punk hits him with a knee, and then throws him into the corner, hits the high knee, then the bulldog, gets a lot of momentum there. Edge does some nice moves. He does a cool face buster. He gets him in the gut buster position and then hits a face buster, which looked quite good. Edge goes for the spear again and gets hit with a snap power slam. Then Punk goes for the GTS. Edge blocks Punk's knee and puts him in the sharpshooter. Punk only just manages to get to the ropes. The crowd weren't really that into it, but they were into that bit there. And then Punk hits the GTS, gets the 1-2-3 for the victory. Then Punk, as promised, intends to cash in Money in the Bank. He tells the referee to tell Justin Roberts. Justin Roberts announces it. Then Umaga appears randomly, totally random, from nowhere. Why would he hate Punk? He comes in and just attacks Punk, gives him a super kick, and then that move he does, I forget what it's called, the one where he throws them. And then just leaves Punk unconscious. The commentators quickly announce that Punk will not have lost his Money in the Bank briefcase because the bell never rang, so the match never started, which, to me clearly suggests that Punk's going to win the title at Judgment Day from Edge after Edge beats Jeff Hardy in front of the Chicago crowd, basically. After the match, Edge goes to attack Punk, and then Jeff Hardy comes in, makes the save, gives Edge the twist of fate, the Swanton Bomb, and then celebrates. And that's the end of SmackDown. Very good show. Pushing the right people, pushing Punk, pushing Morrison. I was a little surprised Jeff won the elimination match. I mean, I suppose it makes sense, but he is planning to leave the company, so I think it's kind of odd that they give him a title shot. I don't feel he has any chance of winning. Morrison Benjamin was good, should have been longer. Punk Edge was actually a very good match. Ziggler MVP was a pretty good match. Did we have another match? I think we. Oh yeah, the four-way elimination match was really good, really fast. Probably the match of the night. Just an all-round very good show. Great wrestling. JR ends the show by saying, "If you tune into SmackDown, you'll get to see this every week," and I will certainly be tuning into SmackDown. Please feel free to rate this video, to comment on this video, to ask questions if you wish, and also to subscribe only if you want to. And I will see you, or Bobby will see you, or someone will see you for a Raw review. Okay, bye.